SMEs clinic opens in Akure, Ondo State. Cloud of traffic offenders. Federal Road Safety Court prosecute traffic offenders along Nyanya Karu Road. First Lady Luremi Tinubu donates to victims of flood and other disasters in Niger and Adamawa states. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ascended to the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Bill 2025, a landmark legislation to strengthen Nigeria's financial sector and accelerate the nation's march towards a $1 trillion economy. The Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025 repeals and consolidates several outdated insurance laws into a single modern legal framework. The new act provides for comprehensive regulation and supervision of all insurance and reinsurance businesses operating within Nigeria. The president, in a statement, states that the development reaffirms the administration's commitment to financial stability, economic development, and inclusive growth. The act introduces critical measures such as stringent capital requirements to ensure the financial soundness of operators, enforcement of compulsory insurance policies to enhance consumer protection, digitization of the insurance market to improve access and efficiency, and zero tolerance for delays in claims settlement. It also enhances the creation of dedicated policyholder protection funds, especially in cases of insolvency, and expanded participation in regional insurance schemes, including the ECO's brown card system. And still talking economy, the 7th expanded National Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic has been launched in Akure, Ondo State, boosting financial inclusion and economic activities. Vice President Kashim Shettima at the inauguration announced disbursement of 250,000 naira unconditional grants, each to outstanding business owners in Ondo State, as part of ongoing efforts to empower micro, small and medium enterprises across the country, held at the International Culture Events Center in Akure. Details with State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jubrila.
Vice President Kashim Shettima arrived at the Akure International Airport, welcomed by the State Governor, Lucky Ayedetiwa, and his Ekiti State counterpart, Biodun Oyebanji. Inspection of exhibition stands showcasing the state's owned business opportunities to encourage self-empowerment and reliance for sustainable growth. Then an encouraging moment came, an unconditional grant of 250,000 naira to each of the exhibition stand announced.
I implore you, do not make today a one-off gesture. Let this be the beginning of a long and fruitful engagement with our MSMEs. Follow up, support them, walk the road with them, be the wind beneath their wings. I must thank the government of Ondo State for its partnership and foresight. Your investments in infrastructure, your commitment to policies that welcome innovation and enterprise, and your support for local industry are commendable. They align perfectly with the federal government's broader agenda for a prosperous, inclusive economy.
Themed Ondo 2025, the clinic aims to promote and support micro, small and medium enterprises as part of the federal government's strategy for economic growth and grassroots empowerment under the Renewed Hope agenda.
Our SMEs have also benefited from the entrepreneurial training program for micro, small and medium enterprises by the Development Bank of Nigeria, equipping them with essential skills and knowledge to grow their businesses beyond the shores of this country.
But since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board, and with this SMEs clinic, there is a deliberate attempt to align growth with development in the country. And I sat down there watching the testimonials by people that didn't know anybody being touched by this clinic.
It's very important when you sit to eat, what is the percentage of what you are eating made in our country?
We have not been disappointed. The agency heads that are here, we've been going around with the agency heads, interacting with the different MSMEs. Everyone is happy with what has been done.
The expanded clinic brought key regulatory agencies together to address MSME challenges, offering opportunities for business exhibitions, on-site investments, and development across 5 key areas of funding, skills, infrastructure, market access, and technology. From Akure, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
And still in the Sunshine State, Vice President Kashim Shettima has called on the traditional institution to support the present administration's economic reforms that are geared towards revitalizing the lives of Nigerians, especially in the rural communities. He made the call when he met the Ondo State Traditional Ruler Council. Again, State House correspondent Abraham Jibrila has the report.
This is the Ondo State Secretariat of Obas. Vice President Kashim Shettima here to pay homage, seeking support for the Tinubu administration to actualize the renewed hope agenda.
The president holds the traditional institution in the highest esteem. He's one of you. He cherishes his relationship with you. His famous name is Jagaba. Jagaba. That was a shock. And Jagaba is a title he got from Borgu in northern Nigeria. That shows his pan-Nigerian credentials. The economy has turned the corner. When we assume the mantle of leadership, to borrow his own words, the economy was under the weather. But he's a man of courage and conviction. And I want to convey to you a message from the president. He's feeling the pains of what Nigerians are going through. But no matter how long the rain is, no matter how long the night is, it will give way to the light of the dawn.
That they came out, all of them, they agree with one mind, they spoke with one voice. That Ori Mison, I knew that you were fair. And you know, when you talk about grassroots mobilization for any positive change and for anything meaningful, the traditional institutions are very key because they are the closest in terms of communal relation.
Mr. Vice President, let me say that we are happy to receive you and that to assure you and Mr. President that the good people of Ondo State are in support of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
It was an exciting conversation with a pledge to support the local, subnational and the federal government towards prosperity. From Akure, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
In a bid to ensure equal access to federal government's opportunity for young Nigerians, the Federal Character Commission, FCC, and the Ministry of Youth Development have initiated a strategic partnership to address the issue directly at the heart of the discussion is the urgent need to ensure that youths from all parts of the country are fairly represented in recruitment, leadership, and national program in the state. And this followed the basis of a high-level meeting between the acting chairman, Federal Character Commission, Kayode Oladele, and the Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Oyewande, at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. The FCC boss emphasized that the growing youth population must not just be left behind, as their role in nation building cannot be overemphasized.
To harness the potential of its youth does so at its own peril. It is our firm commitment to work with your office to ensure that the benefits of these programs, whether student loans, university admission, skills training, or empowerment reach every part of Nigeria fairly and equitably.
I believe that with what you are doing, with what we've read about you, there is a lot of collaborations that can come in between us.
Also, federal government has launched a revised National Employment Policy 2025. Minister of Labour and Employment Mohammed Dingyadi says the policy offers a strategic framework to harness job opportunities in emerging sectors such as digital technology, the green and blue economy, and the creative industry. Details with Joseph Otsen.
The revised National Employment Policy NEP 2025 is in response to the shifting trends in the global labor market driven by digital transformation and climate change. A shift demanding new jobs to stand the test of time. But beyond creating opportunities, the policy sets clear guidelines to ensure that these new jobs promote decent work.
Targeted strategies to address employment challenges across multiple dimensions. It empowers the National Employment Council and its secretariat to function as a robust intersectoral mechanism for monitoring, evaluation, and alignment of efforts.
To carry the laborers or the labor unions along, because with the renewable energy, a lot of people will change their work because things are changing and things are also evolving.
The International Labour Organization commends the initiative, highlighting its focus on inclusivity, closing the skill gaps, and enhancing stakeholders' collaboration to create sustainable employment.
Varying conditions of employment dynamics, including unemployment, underemployment, skills mismatches, and gaps exist in Nigeria, and it is believed that this policy will provide the platform and leeway for addressing majority of these labor market challenges.
A key feature of the reverse policy is the emphasis on need-based technical and vocational education, seen as a vital pathway to tackling unemployment and building a skilled workforce. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
In the oil and gas sector, regulatory authorities and stakeholders in mid and downstream oil and gas have committed to transparent operations and oversight to enhance public trust, as well as guarantee safe, responsible operation of Nigeria's vital petroleum industry. Their gathering in Abuja highlights new regulations setting safety and environmental standards for Nigeria's midstream and downstream petroleum sectors. Details with Lydia Sampson.
Industry leaders, government officials and community representatives convened in Abuja to discuss the framework which aims to regulate safety and occupational health practices across petroleum operations. The gathering is also to provide safety and environmental standards to be observed during the midstream and downstream petroleum operations.
The consolidation process has enabled the authority to A, reduce the complexities of navigating and implementing the authority's numerous regulations. B, streamline all activities concerning health, safety, and environmental operations, including decommissioning and abandonment in the midstream and downstream petroleum industry.
So the guideline is just a procedure, it's just to guide. So there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just to guide. It's just to also state the procedure for achieving what the regulation have said. So it's not going to be something that will be too cumbersome or that will be too onerous on them that they will not be able to fulfill. So those are those areas they were objecting to.
The stakeholders' consultation aims to ensure rehabilitation or management of negative environmental impacts arising from midstream and downstream petroleum operations. They emphasize collaboration to ensure smooth implementation, highlighting the importance of continuous dialogue as stipulated by the Petroleum Industry Act. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
We have more reports ahead. That will be after this time out. Barely a week after empowering displaced families in Benue State with a sum of 1 billion naira, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has made another special intervention of 1 billion naira for victims of flooding in Mokwa, Niger State. She made the donation on behalf of Renewed Hope Initiative in Mina during a sympathy visit to the state. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
The fury of the flood versus residents of the market town of Mokwa in Niger State left more than 159 people dead, over 400 homes destroyed, and more than 3,000 persons displaced. 3 months after, residents and survivors are still faced with the harsh reality of rebuilding their lives. Today, they can sing and smile, rest assured in the knowledge that they are not alone in their pain and the journey of recovery.
As a mother, I share your pain and grief over this irreplaceable loss and devastation. I believe that we all can collectively overcome this tragedy and help these various communities heal.
The task of picking up the pieces and rebuilding is crucial, yet difficult. However, a lot can be done with a compassionate heart and an extended hand.
In support of the rebuilding efforts of the Niger State government, the Governing Council of the Renewed Hope Initiative is donating the sum of 1 billion naira that the governor already mentioned, along with relief materials including clothes, shoes, and the bags of 50 kg rice to the state, which is 2,000 bags of rice. The funds will be directed towards housing support and essential supplies to help displaced families get back on their feet, earning daily living and having a better life.
So the empathy that you exhibit, the love you have shown, shows the kind of leadership we have as a country.
A separate intervention to support small and medium-scale businesses among women of the state saw the First Lady flagging off RHI Women Empowerment Program in conjunction with the Tony Elumelu Foundation.
I thank the Tony Elumelu Foundation, who donated 1 billion to the Renewed Hope Initiative to directly support 18,500 women across the nation. And the 500 women from each of the 36 states and FCT will be receiving 50,000 naira each to strengthen and recapitalize their existing small businesses.
To you, our dear beneficiaries, let it serve as a testament to what is possible when women are trusted and empowered.
Before departing the state, the First Lady paid a private visit to the homes of former heads of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and General Abdulsalam Abubakar. From Mina, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Also, the First Lady presented 500 million naira to the Adamawa state government to support and provide succor to the recent flood victims in Yola South local government area. And she was represented by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shettima. The First Lady, in a condolence message, described the disaster that claimed 29 lives as painful and devastating. Bilkisu Abubakar reports.
The devastating effect of flood disaster that recently ravaged 13 communities in Yola South local government area has obviously thrown the victims to difficulties of life. The Renew Hope Initiative responded not only with 500 million naira, also joined by Abdul Samad Rabiu Africa Initiative, ASR Africa, donated food and non-food items to the victims of the disaster and other vulnerable groups. The wife of the president, represented by Nana Shettima, wife of the vice president, sympathized with the victims, said the federal government is disturbed with the natural disaster.
I pray that Almighty Allah comfort the bereaved families, heal the injured, and strengthen all those affected. May God grant eternal rest to the soul of the departed souls.
I also bring assurances of continued partnership, continued support, and through this partnership with RHI, we can assure you that we'll be steady partners.
Similarly, the wife of the president was flag of the Women Economic Empowerment Program of Tony Elumelu Foundation for Small-Scale Traders in Adamawa, where the beneficiaries receive 50,000 naira each to strengthen their business.
I thank the Tony Elumelu Foundation, who donated 1 billion naira to the Renewed Hope Initiative to directly support 18,500 women across the nation. 500 women from each state of the 36 states and the FCT will be receiving 50,000 naira each to strengthen and recapitalize their existing small businesses.
Deputy Governor Professor Kaletapwa Farauta said the Adamawa State Government is working out modalities for reconstruction of the affected communities, and the donations will surely cushion the effect of the disaster.
We want to thank you for raising the hopes of the common man and the common woman. We want to thank you for coming in today to do what parents do, because you are coming in as a mother of the nation and on behalf of the father of the nation. As a state, we are most grateful.
The federal and the Adamawa State Government are working to mitigate the effect of the flood disaster. The donation of the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu and other partners has put a smile on the faces of the victims and the vulnerable groups in Adamawa. In Yola, Bilkisu Abubakar, NTA News.
Away from that, to build public trust, the Nigerian Customs Service has unveiled a reputation handbook aimed at reshaping the conduct of officers. And Kunle Adeyeye reports that the Comptroller General of the Service, Adewale Adeni, referred to the new guide as a solid cornerstone in the quest for transparency in customs operations.
2 years, Customs has been outstanding in revenue generation, surpassing its targets and breaking grounds in trade facilitation with impeccable innovations. Sustaining this trajectory, the Customs Reputation Handbook seeks to legitimize the actions of officers, demonstrating a commitment to ethical conduct and transparent operations.
In a bid to let all our officers and men understand their responsibility to maintain a good reputation, to ensure that we have huge reputation capital, to let them have a practical guide on what they should do. It is with that objective in mind that we are putting this handbook together. We must reposition ourselves to be seen as a government agency that is trusted, that is respected, and that is responsive. WCO advocates that we must put in place all those development.
The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations rated the service high, leveraging a recent nationwide reputation perception survey conducted by the institute.
You are taking the lead among the public institutions to demonstrate that you recognize that reputation is no longer just a buzzword, but reputation is a necessary asset that any organization will need to drive.
We now have a second mouthpiece speaking for Nigeria's image on a platform that has mandatory international integrity, WCO.
The handbook spells out clear-cut operational guidelines for the officers with the hope that misconduct of a few will not dent the hard-earned reputation of the service. Kunle Adeyeye, NTA News.
And Immigration Service is also charging officers to align with ongoing reforms. Details in a moment.